entertainer in a holiday camp and found national fame as Alfie Moon in EastEnders. Welcome, please, Shane Richie. Good to see you.
Thank you very much. How you doing, everyone? Great to be here. Lovely. Before we start, though, can I just say, Ryan, for the people at home and in the studio, the last time we chatted was about 2 years ago, and I was on the show, Trini and Suzanne, and the lovely Meg Ryan.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were.
You grumpy Yorkshireman.
Not me. It was her, for God's sake, not me.
You're still angry, aren't you?
No. And I'm fond of Meg. I fancied my chances with her, but...
Did you really?
Yeah.
I think when you tried to give her a love bite backstage, she didn't like it. I remember sitting on... I remember actually being on the show, and cause normally we all get to meet each other before, and I never got to meet Meg before the show. So the first time I met her was when she come down the stairs, and of course she's a stunning-looking lady. I went, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. And she sat here, and I remember thinking, oh, please, oh, God, let the world swallow me up here now.
Because you thought that were about me.
Yeah, but you were sitting there asking all these questions. She went, no, yes, no. But I remember thinking, oh, this is great, because I went to work the next day, and all they wanted to talk about was what was Meg Ryan like. And as the years have gone on, because my son's 18, my eldest son's 18 now, and he's since watched the show. It's always been repeated, OK? And he's watched the show, and he's gone, Dad, what happened with Meg Ryan? And I've concocted this story, which has grown over the years, about how me and Meg had a thing going about 5 years ago, and she wasn't expecting to see me on the show, and I was opening up old wounds, and she was upset to see me.
Oh, I see. That's what's happening. Listen, it's Hollywood, that's where it is. And speaking of which, you've been there.
Yeah, I've been backwards and forwards now to Los Angeles the last 18 months. Just finished this film for DreamWorks in Aardman, an animation called Flushed Away, which comes out, I think, the end of November with Hugh Jackman and Kate Winslet. I got to see it a couple of weeks ago. I brought one of my sons with me, and it is very, very funny. It works on so many different levels.
So their DreamWorks came, Steven Spielberg came for you?
No, I'd like to say yes, but no, that's not what happened. But how I got the part, it was really weird. There's a girl, there's a young lady that works out for DreamWorks. She works for Jeffrey Katzenberg, who's partners with Steven Spielberg. And they were looking for some cheeky cockney, that's what to play this character, Sid, the rat, who flushes Hugh Jackman's character down the toilet. And there was a lot of names mentioned, and luckily this girl, who's a Brit who works out in Los Angeles, was a fan of EastEnders, and every so often would have the tapes sent out. And so she went, listen, there's this guy called Shane Richie, who's in the show EastEnders, plays Alfie Moon, and they looked at the tapes, and then we got the phone call.
You play the sewer rat?
Yeah, I play this cockney rat called Sid, who's responsible for flushing Hugh Jackman's character down.
That's right, exactly. And let's have a look at a sequence from that. What's it called?
Flushed Away.
Flushed Away. Apart from playing sewer rats, what other offers did you get when you left EastEnders?
I mean, there was a lot of scripts coming my way, which are very similar to Alfie Moon. Yes. And it was important for me that the next project I did was going to be far removed, you know, from Alfie.
Yes. And that's where What We Did on Our Holidays came in, is it? It's the title of a... I think it's going out on Sunday, tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow night. Yeah,
that's right. And this is a comedy and a drama and a tragedy as well. It's a story. Well, tell us the story.
Yeah, it's a story of my character called Nick Taylor, who is married, and he brings his mum and dad away on a holiday to Malta, which he thinks it might be the last time for his dad, who sadly is in the last stages of Parkinson's disease, played by Roger Lloyd Pack, and my mum's Pauline Collins. And on this holiday, we find out that my dad did national service there and fathered a child, and after 40 years wants to go and find him before he finally says goodbye.
I mean, but you went to the Parkinson Society and you observed people and you took medical advice on
yeah,
we did.
And funny enough, the first day the cast met, it was the first time I met Pauline, Roger and Angeline, was the day we went along to one of these Parkinson's meetings where sufferers sit there and talk about, you know, their disease. And that was fairly daunting, sitting there talking with people who are suffering, and also the carers, and also me meeting Pauline, Roger and Angeline for the first time. But the director, Jeremy Webb, that was his intention, that he wanted to throw us in at the deep end and see that what disease this affect on people's lives.
Let's have a look. This is a sequence and you've just arrived at Malta.
Okay.
You've bought this, or you've hired this really awful car.
Yeah.
And you're driving along and Mum's having the fit in the back. Here we are.
This is ridiculous. Are you sure they didn't have anything bigger?
Positive.
I'm getting pins and needles in the back here. How are you doing, Jim?
All right.
We can't spend the whole of the holiday in this thing.
Well, hopefully we're spending most of our time on the beach. Here, look down there, Dad. The sea looks nice, doesn't it?
Keep your eyes on the road.
Yes, I am watching the
Kill us
road.
all! Put that in my bag, will you, Laura? Oh, my God, Lil, what's all this?
Bloody hell, Mum. How much is in there?
None of your business.
That would be my business if you end up getting mugged. How much, Mum?
£4,645.
What? Oh, you're insane.
Well, I couldn't put it in the bank. I'll lose my rebate. And I ain't going to leave it in an empty house, am I?
Bloody unbelievable.
Stewing like sardines in a tin.
Oh! Will you close the bloody windows?
There's a nice sort of sense of ensemble playing there. There's some very good actors. I mean, Pauline Collins is
Just royalty. And of course we were in sweltering heat out in Malta shooting it. And I'd be sitting there and the camera would be on her and I'd just have this glazed look over me and I'd go, cut. They'd say, Shane, okay, what's the matter? I was having a Pauline Collins moment, we call him PC, moment, because I'm sitting there going, it's Shirley bloody Valentine. And of course I got Roger Lloyd Pack there, but there was one funny moment there, if you don't mind me saying. When we were filming that scene in the car, we were in the car all day, and there's several scenes where we're in the car, but there was one moment in particular, we were in this village, and the camera was miles away, and they said, Shane, you're just going to be driving through and just, you know, throw the car a little bit about through the windy streets. So I was sitting there, everyone's getting a bit fractious, we're all very warm. And I turned around and I said to Angeline and to Pauline and Roger, I said, listen, let's do this in the characters that we're famous for. And they're going, what the bloody hell are you on about? I said, right, I'm going to pretend I'm Alfie. Angeline, you sing Mustang Sally from The Commitments. Pauline, you be Shirley Valentine. And Roger, you be Trigger. And he's like, oh, bloody, all right. So I'm sitting there and I've got my mobile out and I'm going, yeah, Cat, it's Alfie. Listen, open the Queen Vic, love. I've got a load of people coming. Meanwhile, Angie starts singing Mustang Sally. And I'm going, right, I've got a load of nuts in the car. I'm going to Queen Vic, open the pub up. Where's the Mitchells? Mustang Sally. But Pauline starts going, I'm sitting here talking to a bloody rock. What am I talking to myself for? I'm bloody hell. Then it all goes quiet and Roger just goes, has anyone seen Dave? and they managed to catch it on camera. Great. And I realised then, sitting there, how fortunate I was and this history of this acting royalty that was around me. And I was just constantly pinching myself.
Also, too, you must have found in that relationship you had with Roger Lloyd Pack, the pretend relationship, echoes of your own relationship with your father.
Yeah, most definitely. Though, you know, when we got the script, I mean, though it does deal with Parkinson's disease, I felt the story was more about love, miscommunication, and basically just not telling people, certainly close family friends, how you feel about them. And playing this character, it did leave a big mark on my life. And I remember after I finished filming it, emotionally I was a wreck. I went away with Christy and our new baby on holiday just to wind down. And I found myself looking back on my relationship I had with my dad. I mean, it's been well documented, thank you. Last time we spoke was about the book. And my dad was a very, very strong, proud Irishman, and still is. And fortunately, he's a lot better now. But 7 years ago, he had a liver kidney transplant. He's had gout. He's been through the mill. And we didn't have a great relationship, and I left home when I was 15, 16. But making this particular film brought it home to me how very little time you have with your parents, and sometimes, you know, not leaving it too late to tell them how you feel. And I find myself saying, like, you all right, Dad? Yeah, and he's a real, like, strong Dublin man. Here you are, right, we're married. Jeez, Neil, come on, where are you? I said, Dad, I just want to love you. What the fuck? What? What? Yeah, I see his mum there. I love you. Yeah, what the fuck? Gee, what are you on about? Oh, just, I love you, Dad. Yeah, I love you too. Here's your mother, right? You gobshite. Bye-bye. It was important that, you know, my dad knew how I felt about it.
Yeah, and of course, again, the echoes that you did have a half-brother, didn't you, as it is in the play?
Yeah, I found out, you know, in the film, I find a half-brother I never knew about. And of course, I think 10, 12 years ago, I found out a half-brother I never knew I had.
It's extraordinary, isn't it?
Mad. Mad.
Yeah. Mm. And you mentioned there about the wife and the new baby.
Yeah, she's not quite my wife yet, but she's...
Well, you're thinking about
she
that,
will be, yeah. So, yeah, we got a new baby now. You can see my eyes. He's 6 months old. I am absolutely bloody knackered.
You were at the birth, weren't you?
Yeah, I wasn't there, was conceived.
I could never do this between Yes.
No, I was there at the birth.
I could never do that.
She's going to go mental, right, me telling you about this. But because Shane Jr. now, who's almost 18, and my other son Jake's 14, I was there when they were born, so I knew what to expect. But Christy, bless her, she had this romantic idea that, you know, I want just a natural birth. I'm going, all right, darling, yep, if that's what you want, sweetheart, you'll have a natural birth. She went, I want a water birth. You want a water birth? That's fine, don't you? She went, I want candles, I want scented candles, I want some Lionel Richie and maybe a bit of Rod Stewart playing in the background. That's what you want, sweetheart, you can have that. So, comes the birth, we've gone to this hospital. She said, so you're all right, darling? Yeah, I'm all right. Okay, oh, well, you're all right. Yeah, okay. You're all right, sweetheart. Now, she's ordered the gas and air. So you've got to order gas and air. So the gas and air doesn't agree with it. Now, I've got 4 bottles of gas and air, right? I'm like that. I am laughing my tits off, right? She's in pain. I'm getting through 4 bottles of gas and air, right, like that. And right, she's there, will you shut up? I say, we've got the pool ready. You want to get in the water? All right. Okay, let me try the water. Okay, get the lights down. We've got the candles. Bit of Lionel Richie. Hello, is it? Turn the bloody music off! Get me out of the bath! Oh, God help me! So that romantic idea went right out the window. But bless her, that's what she wanted.
And are you the new man? Are you changing nappies and things like that?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, only the other week, you know, ladies after they've had babies, they start to get a few problems down below. And she asked me, no, it's true, it happens, you know. And she asked me to go and get her some yoghurt. Absolutely true. I went down, well, you know, you've got to do that. So I come back with yoghurt. Half hour later, she's screaming upstairs. All right, it was a crunchy corner Muller Light. I screwed up, right? But I am a modern man.
And finally...
You should see me live. I'm not funny. Where's Meg Ryan when you need her now?
That's Jane Richie. Thank you very much indeed.
Pleasure, mate. Thank you.
After the break, talk from Sheila Hancock. We'll see you then.